the road with Bill. Driving to work today, riding the motorcycles out. Never really talked about it, but riding the motorcycle is kind of dangerous for me right now. I've got an eye issue, and I don't see as clearly as I should be. I had cataract surgery a couple years ago on my eyes. I know, I'm young. Should never have to have cataract surgery this young. I don't know if it had something to do with my time in the Army or what, but anyway, long story short, had cataract surgery done, and now I've got this haze over my eyes, so if it's bright out, like if I come into a bright area, it gets really difficult for me to see, which is dangerous, really dangerous on a motorcycle. Bad enough in a car, on a motorcycle, just too dangerous. So I'm not riding right now. I've got surgery coming up on my eyes. Little nervous about it, but supposedly they can use a laser, kind of buzz that stuff off my eyes. We'll see how that goes, and hopefully it works out good, because otherwise I'm going to be a dangerous motorcycle rider, because I don't think I can give that up. It's just too much for me to give up. I just have to ride. Instead of riding fast, taking chances, I'll have to ride slow and take chances. It's funny, you know, we took that trip up to Michigan, and I had that issue going on then, but I didn't know what was truly the issue. All I knew was I couldn't see very well, so I thought maybe I just needed glasses. And I don't think my wife understood my vision problems, because I've been, before we even left, I would always ask her, you know, how fast am I going, because you can't really make out the speedo with the glare, you know, or the different angles and stuff. So she was always having to tell me how fast I was going, and so I'm doing that on the bike, and she didn't think nothing of it. And if you look at some of my videos, you'll see that my speedo's in the frame. You can see how fast I'm going. You know, and sometimes I'm only doing like 60 miles an hour or whatever. I had no idea how fast I was going, because it seemed fast to me, because, you know, objects on the road weren't as clear to me as everyone else. So I was always asking her, how fast am I going? Where's my turn? And she's like, it's right over there. I'm like, no, I can't see it. And I think by the time we got home, she started to really understand, because we came home in the pouring rain, and you know, luckily it was overcast most of our ride, so it wasn't horrible. When it wasn't overcast, we were riding away from the sun, so it wasn't so bad. But riding into the sun is near impossible for me, because just the glare off of whatever's going on with my eyes, I just white. I just see white, so it's hard for me to deal with. Like the other day, we were driving to a little farmer's market type thing, and I was driving, and I was explaining to her, you know, what I couldn't see, because she was like, hey, there's a tractor or something up here, be careful, watch out. And I'm like, where? I don't see it. She's like, it's right there. And I'm like, I don't see it. Anyway, you know, it started clicking for her, and then I started explaining, you know, I would tell her when I could see a car coming at us, you know, when I would start being able to pick it up. Anyway, so we stopped for breakfast, and after breakfast, she decided that she was driving from now on. So when we're in the car together, now she drives, which is kind of nice, because I get to chillax passenger seat. anybody really cares, but if you do care, that's what's going on. So anyway, got a lot on my mind right now. Got headed into work. Work's kind of I don't know, work's kind of iffy. I don't know if you see why I'm looking at my steering wheels, because I'm trying to see how fast I'm going. That's why I gotta look at a certain angle so I can catch the speed up, and then I set the cruise so I don't screw up. But anyway, at work, we've got a low inventory, or at least we did. Well, we've got a low inventory. So, side-by-sides don't have any. The ones that are coming are already sold. Already got deposits on everything that's coming in for the most part. ATVs are trickling in. We're selling them pretty much faster than we can get them. So what do you do there, Really not having to take deposits on ATVs yet, but people are amazed, especially the farmers around this area, because this time of year, if one of their machines breaks down, whether it's an ATV or a side-by-side, they're used to just being able to come in and dicker with us and get what they want and take off. Well, right now we don't have a great selection, and dickering's just out of the question because I don't have anything to make up or negotiate, or to make up the negotiated price decrease with a customer on a product now on the next one, because I don't know when I'm getting the next one. So it's tough, especially with Honda. People are used to going in and being able to negotiate a deal under MSRP. But right now, that's just not happening because we don't know when we're going to get another one. So we can't take a hit on one now because we don't know when we're getting another one. Normally we have a bunch of them in the warehouse. Now the warehouse is empty, and it's starting to roll into the motorcycles now. And now the motorcycle inventory is getting pretty light, and what we do have, most of, we can't sell because of a stop sale order. We're waiting on reflectors to come in from Honda. I think they should be coming in soon, but however, we can't sell a lot of the smaller bikes just because they've got a stop sale on them. So as soon as that's done, things will go back to normal with the bikes. Honda motorcycles sell okay, especially for us. We're just a Honda dealer, so that's mainly what we sell. So it generally turns out, we do all right, and we generally have a good used selection. But right now, we don't have a good used selection because there just aren't enough used bikes out there available. People are able to sell them for, a decent profit themselves, or they're able to get the more money out of them because everybody's looking for one. It makes it tough for us to pick them up or get them in on trade when that, hey, or at least if you're paying attention, hey, I can get more selling it myself pretty quickly than I'm going to get in trade. So they sell it themselves and just come in with cash, which before I didn't mind so much because it was like, if you can do that, more power to you. And we had so much inventory of used bikes, it really didn't matter. Well, now we don't have much of an inventory of used bikes. I think maybe we've got like four used bikes, which is unheard of for us. Normally you've got between 10 and 20 of them. So that's kind of sucky. So those are things I'm worried about. You got the cost of stuff looks like it's going up to me. Some things may be coming down. I hear overspend on lumber because you've got to complete your house by a certain time. If you've got like a bank loan on it for your building, you know, if you're building a house and you use a bank to finance the build, you've got a set amount of time to get it done before you get penalized. So, you know, all these people have been forced to spend more on lumber because the lumber prices have been ridiculous. So now, excuse me, the lumber prices are coming down, or I think they will come down anyway if they're not already. So that's going to affect the value of their house, and now they've spent more money than they really needed to. Anyway, the bottom line is I see it's going to be like it was in 08, you know, when we had the housing crisis or crash or whatever. Back when I lost my house, you know, you got all these people that spend too much for these houses, and now the value of the houses are going to come down. So it's like a double-edged sword with this thing that's going on. You got prices going up in some things, prices coming down in some things. I don't know. Seems like a perfect storm to me. Who knows? I'm just a guy driving to work. I'm not the brightest bulb in the barn or whatever, but you know, it seems like it's going to be an issue. So I would be very careful. You know, if you're buying right now or thinking of buying, you might want to hold off for a little bit. Just rent for maybe another year. See what happens. I mean, don't do the FOMO thing where you fear of missing out. You know, you buy now because you think that you're not going to be able to buy later. You know, everything always evens back out. But if you buy now, you know, you're going to be paying a lot for something that, you know, in a year or two you'll probably get for pretty reasonable. If it happens like 08, there will be a fire sale. You know, people will be losing their houses. Banks will be repoing them. Banks will be selling them. People will be trying to short sale their houses. There will be a lot of deals out there. You keep your credit intact and have some money squirreled away. I think in the next year or two there's going to be some great deals for houses. You know, it's going to suck for the people that bought, but for the people that were patient, waited, it'll be pretty good for them. Or it'll be good for the banks or whoever, because they don't lose out no matter what. You know, you're the one responsible for that loan. So they gave you the loan for the house. You paid, you know, whatever, you know, down on the house. Then you finance the rest, pay for a while or whatever, or until you can't pay anymore. Then the bank takes your house from you. And then they've got the house, and they can either sit on the house or they can sell the house. Sometimes the banks will sit on the house to see if the market comes back up and try to sell the house for more. The banks are, man, super shady when it comes to that stuff. Like in 08, they tell you, oh, we'll work with you, call us. You know, they put that crap out everywhere. They weren't working with anybody. You know, it was rare that they worked with somebody. They definitely didn't work with me, and I needed it. And I could have made something happen if they had worked with me, but they wouldn't. Instead, they decided that they wanted to be paid in full. So basically, they called the loan. They said, "Hey, you know, if you want to keep your house, you got to pay us in full." So I would have had to either find another bank to loan me the money or pay them in full. And at the time, my credit took going on where you live. Let me know if there's anything you think I'm missing. Point it out down in the comments. If you could like, share, subscribe, I'd really appreciate it.